Hello, warriors. Welcome to the U Movement. I am B. And today I posted a video just a while back there, just to let you know if you didn't see it, although I'm sure you did, for a meditation, a mindfulness meditation to help you through anxiety, fear, panic, paranoia, trauma release, any of the dark stuff that comes along with a spiritual awakening. So please, I hope you find that useful, and let me know how you get on with that, because I got a message this morning from Spirit that another wave is heading down into the dark. And I've said, and I will repeat, it's a damn good thing that we didn't all go through our awakening at the exact same time in the exact same place, because there would be total pandemonium and anarchy. I went through my dark night of the soul 2 years ago. It was very, very difficult. I do have a dark night of the soul playlist. Please check that out. I do have an emotions playlist. Check that out. I do have a meditations with B playlist. Check that out. All of those are tools to help you navigate through what can be a very challenging, brutal experience. I am here for anyone that needs to book a one-on-one and discuss some of the challenges that you might be facing on a dark night of the soul, and or I have the spiritual warrior support groups Sundays and Wednesdays. That's tonight at 7. And we'll see. The group is getting a little bit more numbers in there. So come on in, and it's an opportunity to speak with other warriors and ask some questions and, get support, which is what we all need. And with that all said, today I wanted to talk a little bit about our inner child. Because on this awakening process, we are coming back into, excuse me, get rid of some of that wedge up my mouth. It's hard to talk when that's there. It blocks the fistula. Inner child. Yay! Inner child. While you're going through these fear purges, your inner child might be going out of its mind, because that's what's happening, is you're releasing the fears that you had when you were a young child. And while my fears as a child were terror, I experienced a lot of terror through my awakening, and hardest thing in the entire world to get through. Hardest thing indeed. And so along this awakening process, we are saving our inner child. You know, my first mission, I like to look at everything as like a mission, right? Like mission, lose weight, mission, quit sugar, mission, save yourself. So my first mission that Spirit gave me was save yourself back in December of 2019. And what that actually meant, if you pick that apart, is saving our inner child or our inner children. Because the way that I look at it is, every time that you had a trauma, there was a fracturing and a splitting off of our connection to our inner child. And through this awakening process, it's been all about soul retrieval and pulling all those wounded aspects of self back into wholeness, so we can be whole again. Because when we have our inner child with us, we can act silly and goofy and fun and light and playful, and my sense of humor is coming back, and I'm like, yes, because I like my sense of humor, and I like to be like wacky and fun and all of those things. But when you're in a traumatic situation, those energies get ripped away from you, because if you have to be in fight or flight and like paying attention and always in hypervigilance, that inner child you've shoved into the background as a means of protection. Our inner child can only come out and play when they feel safe. And so if they don't feel safe, they're not going to do that. In fact, they may not even talk to you at all. You may be so disconnected from your inner child because you've been in this protector mode, in this fight or flight or fawn or freeze energy, really disassociated from your inner child. So the awakening process is all about bringing us back into a relationship with ourself, and therefore a relationship with our inner child, our inner playful side, our inner little girl or little boy that didn't receive the love, the care, the nurturance to make them feel safe. And so my inner child has been very chatty today. And we first went about making that meditation, mindfulness meditation, for everyone out there who's struggling, because I know what it's like to struggle, and these are the tools that I use to help myself through the darkness. So I'm sharing some of those tools with you so that you don't feel as frightened in the dark as I did. And my inner child is very chatty today, and which is lovely, because when you start a dialogue happening again with your inner child, because it takes a while for them to feel safe enough to even talk to you, especially if you've been in the energy of negating yourself. So when we are raised in an environment that is highly toxic and trauma-inducing, and perhaps you're raged at, or you're shamed, or you're silenced, you're not validated, you're put down, you're the black sheep, like there's 1,000,001 ways that your needs don't get met in a family of origin. And what happens is those energies we take in, and we decide, well, there must be something wrong with me. I must be flawed. I must be not good enough. I must not be worthy. I must be, of low value. And then we kind of like shove the child in ourselves into the shadow in a sense of shame. And we can identify that we're doing these types of things when we start to listen to how we speak to ourselves. I talked and how we treat ourselves. If you're not listening to your body at all, you're ignoring your inner child, because your inner child lives in your body. So, and when we don't listen to our own body, it's like abandoning yourself. So if you have the abandonment wound, you need to look at ways that you're abandoning yourself. And if you have the programming of self-loathing and name-calling and name-shaming and sarcasm and cruelty, and you do those things to yourself, that's because that's the program that was implemented. And so if your inner child is in a constant state of being told that, oh, you're so dumb, you dropped the milk, there's milk all over the floor, you're stupid, like if you're saying things like that to yourself, then you're constantly re-traumatizing your inner child every single day, over and over and over again. So like, why would your inner child talk to you? If somebody outside of you was treating you like that all the time, you'd be like, something doesn't feel right? So the inner child is like hides away. And we need to cultivate a greater sense of letting this child feel safe. So first and foremost is cultivating safety. Safety in the body, safety in the emotions, safety in the mind. We need to feel safe. That is our grounding on which we build everything else in the chakra system. And when you go through a Kundalini awakening or a spiritual awakening, if you don't resonate with the term Kundalini, of any variety, you're not going to feel safe. Because everything's crumbling around you, your 3D world is falling apart, your nervous system is going to be fried and frazzled, and while it's happening, you're like, what the fuck is happening? why is all of this happening? Well, it is happening for you, whether you can believe it or not. I promise you it is happening for you, because what it's doing is it's clearing out all the blockages so you can get to your inner child. Like, it's like your inner child is locked in a room, and around the room are all these like coping mechanism and blocks and addictions and cognitive distortions and all these things that are preventing you from getting in there to save yourself. And so the awakening process is all about clearing out all of the energies that are blocking for you to get to the door to save that little inner girl or boy. And as things purge, you need to sit and get closer and closer to the inner child. So first, we're going to cultivate safety. So please use that safety meditation that I made, the mindfulness meditation that I made, if not feeling safe is something that's going on right now. I purposefully don't use any background music, if people are wondering why. The reason is because everybody's inner child is slightly different, and one person's soothing music is another person's annoyance. So for me, for example, background piano music sounds like it just drives me nuts. So even when I'm doing yoga, if yoga instructors would start making more yoga tapes with no music, I'd be a lot happier, because a lot of times what people find as like, oh, this is Zen music and it's yoga music and it's this music. No, it's distracting, and it's non-beneficial as far as I'm concerned. Of course, listen, hey, music is fabulous, and if it works, certain musics work for you. My meditations are silent in the background, so that you can play your music out of a different speaker, your choice, because one person's going to find maybe Tibetan flute really like relaxing and soothing, and somebody else might find nature sounds relaxing and soothing. So I just want your inner child to feel safe. So it's not about trying to make a meditation that looks a certain way or sounds a certain way. It's really about getting to the heart of the situation, and speaking directly to your inner child is what I do in my meditations. They're not like other people's, as far as I've seen. I've not found any meditations like my meditations, because that's what was missing. It was like I was searching high and low for ways to get through the darkest of days during my dark night of the soul, and this is what I found worked for me. So if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, there's, I'm sure, loads of other tools out there that work, and give them a try. I've talked about lots of those other tools, things like solfeggio frequencies, and other spiritual music might work for the stretch there. I was listening to a band called Meditative Mind, and they do Sanskrit chanting, and I would put that on, and I mean, I slept to it, I did everything to it. There was just chants going on in my room constantly. I have no doubt that my soul kids were like, what is going on in that room? Aham Brahmasi would be going over and over and over and over and over again. So meditative mind is another tool I'm going to shout out, or solfeggio frequencies, when it comes to listening to things to help soothe the nervous system. The second thing I'm going to talk to you about in relation to anxiety, fear, and calming the inner child. Listen, I've had some debates recently with people about this, because they're like, you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, it's the only thing that saved my life, which is cold showers. Because when you are having extreme, this is for people who are having extreme panic. And I mean, like, I was having extreme panic. I thought I was going to die. It was bad. And I didn't want to go to a hospital. I felt myself safest to be in my room, creating a sanctuary in my room while I was going through these terror purges, and repressed memories were surfacing that were repressed for a reason. And my inner child was freaking the fuck out, like freaking out. And so I used, because it was recommended to me from my trauma therapist that helped me over this last year. I'm no longer seeing her, but she really was beneficial, hugely beneficial in helping me get through this last year, because the panic, the paranoia, the confusion, the fear, the terror was off the charts. And so when you're in that high, an adrenalized state, when you're like what is happening? When you're that high, having a cold shower was the only thing that would bring me down into my body and regulate me fast. Because that's what's scary about anxiety attacks and panic attacks, is you're like, oh my God, like your heart starts going, and you're like, I'm going to try breathing. Listen, I tried all the normal tools and the techniques for anxiety, and I had gone to cognitive behavioral therapy, and I had gone to DBT, dialectic behavioral therapy for PTSD symptoms, and mindfulness and stuff, and all of these just were not working yet. Maybe they're great if you're like at the mid-range of panic or anxiety, but I'm talking about being in the like red alert. When you're in the red alert, like every emergency system in your body is going, wah, wah, emergency. Hop into a cold shower and dance on the spot and count to about 90 seconds. And then what happens in 90 seconds is your nervous system completely shuts down and restarts. So it's kind of like if you're having a heart attack, they give you a defibrillator. You wouldn't give somebody who's having low levels of anxiety a defibrillator. You know, you wouldn't shock the system then. But when you're in shock and you're in like, oh my God, I'm dying, I'm so scared, is this spiritual warfare, what's happening? Like when you're in the throes of the scary stuff that comes with a Kundalini awakening, especially if you have a lot of trauma. So the more trauma you have on a Kundalini awakening, the worse it's going to be in the purge cycles, because you're purging out really horrible traumas. Somebody who has had a relatively easy life, and that's not to say they have no traumas, but you know, obviously some people are going to have more traumas. I'm like, you know, there's lots of like gurus out there and Kundalini experts out there that are like aged young and like, I went through Kundalini awakening and now I'm like great and whatever. It was, yes, oh, I had a rough week, you know. I'm like, what, a week? You know, so some people have had easier lives than other people, and mine was crazy. It was insane. It was fucking insane. So excuse the French. But it was crazy. I have a lot of trauma that was locked in here. A lot of bad things happened to me over my life. And so as those were purging and coming out, you know, I was in abject terror. Like my body would be shaking and like tremors that were not controllable. And I was like, it was terror. And so I understand. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, is because I understand. I come from a place of understanding. And hopping into that shower and dancing in the freezing cold, like I would not put any heat, just like absolute as ice cold as I could. And dancing in that for 90 seconds, the whole body would go. So if you're having extreme panic attacks and extreme fear purges and you need to shock the system, cold is going to do it. If you don't have access to a shower, but you do have access to an ice bag or like the hot water bottles, you could fill a hot water bottle with ice cubes or ice water and put that on your chest. Run your hands under, if you're stuck at work and you're like about to have a panic attack, run your wrists under cold water as long as you can stand it, like 90 seconds, just cold, 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 and it will reset your nervous system. And then I would follow that up. Sometimes it depended on how I was feeling, because sometimes it's nicer to kind of get you slowly back. But sometimes I was like, oh, okay, I really feel like I need some soothing, so warm afterwards. But for the most part, I didn't do warm afterwards. So you can choose, follow your own guidance in what might feel good. Instead, I let my body move really slow. Instead of trying to warm it back up really quickly, I was like, I'd freeze myself to death, then I'd get out of the shower and I would wrap myself up. I would get myself in warm clothes, as warm as possible, and come outside and lie in the grass. So number 3, I spent pretty much all of last year, like I'm not joking. I am not joking on how much time I spent lying on the grass. And I'm still out here, practicing grounding. Get yourself like a mat, a blanket, a sleeping bag if you need, whatever you need, so that the weather isn't stopping you, so you can get outside and just be grounded. And, I take pictures throughout my awakening, so I'm sure some of you guys have seen like my videos that I sit down and edit, which is few and far between. I've been taking photographic evidence of my entire awakening all the way along, and so I can see, and it's crazy to see the transformation from back in 2019 to, I have over 5,000 photos at this stage. And for most of last year, it's like, oh, look, there I am lying on the ground again. Oh, look, there I am lying on the ground again with puffy eyes. Oh, look, there I am lying on the ground again. Oh, look, there I'm lying in a hammock this time. So inner child work, they really like hammocks and rocking chairs. So that's, I guess, point 4 or tool 4 is get yourself a hammock and or rocking chair so that you can create some soothing music and soothing energy and soothing movement, vibration to the body to help regulate it and soothe it. So yes, after you hop out of that cold shower, put yourself on the ground. And in the meditation that I did, I was talking about really feel the gravity. The more we connect into simple medicines, because I didn't have any other medicines. I didn't have any more pharmaceuticals. Stop taking those things. I didn't have any more herbal remedies like cannabis or things like that, because I quit that. Cigarettes, everything. I quit them all. And so then you're like, I quit them all. Now what do? You ground. That's what you do. You return to the medicines that nature provides us. The medicine that is earth, the medicine that is the sun, the medicine that is the air, the medicine that is gravity, the medicine that is movement, the medicine that is all of those things. And so the other medicine I suppose I did have was lots of chamomile tea. Tons of chamomile tea. So I'd come out, I'd lie on the grass with very strong chamomile tea, like put 3 bags of chamomile tea in a mug, and that's what I lived off of for a very long period of time, was a lot of chamomile tea. Other herbs that I can recommend would be ashwagandha. and St. John's wort. And what I was doing for a stretch was 1 month on ashwagandha and then the next month on St. John's wort, so that the body wouldn't develop any form of tolerance to one or the other. And so 1 month one and 1 month the other, and then as well magnesium. So those are the 3 supplements that I would recommend for anxiety, fear, nervous system regulation. Ashwagandha, St. John's wort, and magnesium to help you with that. So the more we work with our inner child in creating a sense of safety, the more the inner child will feel safe to be able to emote. So we're letting the child, we're reparenting the child so that it can learn that it is safe to emote again. And so again, please check out the emotions playlist and the meditations with B playlist. There's some other meditations in there to soothe and comfort your inner child that might work for you as well. If you would like a personal meditation made for you with your name, with certain things, certain sentences or certain things you're trying to tackle, hey, reach out to me and let's see what we can come up with. I certainly don't have a problem doing private meditations, because obviously using your name in the meditation is only going to help even more. Because then I'm talking directly to your inner child and I'm able to reparent her or him as needed. So if your parents were never saying certain things that you always longed to hear, then, we can work on that. If you've got certain skills, certain talents that were denied, repressed, that's the type of stuff that we can incorporate into a private meditation program for you. As the inner child begins to trust you again, because you've stopped being mean to her or him, because we're stopping the self-loathing and the negative self-talk and anything that's kind of hateful energy, any of that's got to go, because the inner child won't feel safe to come out and play. And as the inner child begins to slowly integrate back in, you will notice that certain energies, certain behaviors change. I started doing this, for example. You'll notice. So I think this was a stimming thing that I must have done as a child to make myself feel better. I also used to do this, put the palm of my thing in my eye. So certain stimming behaviors that were laughed out of me, I started doing again. So this one, you'll see in some of my videos where I'm kind of like, that was very inner child nervousness coming out to play those days, and that's okay. I'm good with it now. But the more the inner child will begin to trust you, the more communication you cultivate, the listening, the more you can give what your inner child needs. So, if she's needing certain nutrition or certain activities or just certain giggles and love and laughter, things start to get a lot lighter and a lot more pleasant the more we integrate our inner child back into our wholeness and repair all those fractured aspects of self, so that we can be a fully integrated being. And that's where I want to bring as many people as I possibly can, is back to their balanced energy of a fully functioning inner child, because the inner child is our creator. They dream up the dreams. They identify what could possibly be, the magic. Maybe you were neurodivergent like myself, and daydreaming wasn't really cultivated. A lot of us were, stop daydreaming, stop doing that, stop. So the policing, let your child live police free, feel free to be safe, to be joyous, to be lighter, to be loved, to just be. That is the mission of the inner child. The inner child doesn't want to be constricted by all the regulations and the rules and the matrix. So the more you free yourself and save yourself, the more free you become on so many layers. Your body becomes freer, less restricted, more mobility. That's fun. Couldn't walk up a flight of stairs 5 years ago. I was like, because a lot of the inner child resides in the womb space, which makes perfect sense. That's where they run and hide to. And that doesn't matter if you're a male or a female, because we have divine feminine energy in all of us, and we have divine masculine energy of all of us. So our own divine masculine needs to create a safe place that our inner child feels protected and provided for and cultivated. So like the breathing in the meditation, that was all about, you're being provided. That's like masculine energy. This Father Sky is like, thank you for providing with me what I need. That's awesome. And then the mother energy is like grounding us and holding us and supporting us and nurturing us. Thank you for this gravity, Mother Earth. I love this gravity. I love this gravity. I love being held. I love being, and then, if you move into a little bit later on, a rocking chair or just, so nice. So nice, so nice, so nice. So love the fuck out of yourself, and love the fuck out of those little inner beings inside of you. They are the gifts. They're so precious. They are the light. They are the holders of the light. And the more you connect with your child, the bigger the smile on their face is. It's a beautiful and wonderful thing to do. So after we've created safety, our next thing is to create creativity again, and playfulness and joy and lighter emotions. So when we're safe to emote, we emote out the darker emotions. Then we make room. It's like cleaning out a big, huge swimming pool. Picture like a swimming pool that's all full of mucky water and sludge, and it hasn't been used for a long period of time. And what this awakening does is it goes in and it cleans out all the yucky, dirty water, and maybe scrubs the bottom of it and gives it a fresh coat of paint, and then fills it up with crystal, beautiful water to swim in and play in and laugh in. Oh, laugh, dance, do art, create, smile again. Smile, and the smiles that come are just smiles from the inside. You're not smiling at anything or for no reason whatsoever. It's just beautiful. So that's where we are now. Is we're working on saving our inner child and creating a nice space for them and helping them grow and be nurtured and loved in the way that you always were meant to, but maybe weren't, so that you can be in a more peaceful and loving and vibrational energy. If you need any help with inner child work, please feel free to book an appointment with me, and we can discuss some of the stuff that might be coming up for you or the stumbling blocks that you're facing. I book by 1, 2, and 3 hour increments, depending on how deep a dive you want to go into some of the stuff. And all of my services are by donation. I look forward to meeting with you and chatting with you, and meeting your inner child is who I most look forward to meeting, because I can see it. That's what I see in people, is the essence behind the adult. And yes, they all just want to be loved. At the end of the day, every single person out there has an inner child that just wants to be loved. And I love them all. I absolutely love them all. And with that all said, I'm going to say peace in, and Thank you, and thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I'm thanking you for all of the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, the supers, the donations, the support. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm enjoying seeing my inner child is enjoying having friends again. That's fun and new, and people I can be silly with and crack jokes with, and it's great. It's great. Great things are coming. It's just the beginning, and it's beautiful. And so are you.